is going on, everybody? We back! Y'all thought I
Thank
was
you for raising
sad.
the vibration
I
real
was
quick.
kidding. I'm a little
You came
sad.
in like a cow.
This is the
Real.
slow motion vibes. This is the last episode of 2020. It has been a roller coaster. We hope y'all are doing well out there. If you have made it this far, God bless you. May you receive many more wonderful years of life. We have made it through 2020. Lord willing, there's a couple more days left, but we have made it through 2020. So shout out to everyone who has supported us, all of our old listeners, all of our new listeners, all of our subscribers, all the people who comment, all of the guests that we have had over the years. Thank you all. This is a wonderful occasion, and I'm happy to be here with my co-host, who's always vibrating higher, Jessica Fountain, aka J4. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me again. I'm every
Again.
time I'm here, I'm so happy to be here.
I am happy that you are here.
Thank you.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
it's been a year, man.
It has
I,
been a year. Shout out to our affiliates, Retro Mimi, Garner's Garden, Blackwater, and Acre Gold. Check those links in the description. We gonna keep that short today. I love y'all, especially Acre Gold. Boy, if y'all get Acre Gold and you ever have a customer service question and you hit them on Instagram, they will help you instantly. It's the quickest customer service I've ever gotten because I just had to move my automatic payment date and they were like bloop 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 and it was done. And I said, "Oh, that's what's up." And they're like, "Have a great rest of your day, Robert." And I almost wanted to cry. So thank
not
you, Acre
cry.
Gold.
Don't
Yes.
do it.
Oh, shout out to Garner's Garden too. One of my gifts, I got some. I got a black soap facial scrub and another facial cleanse, apple cider vinegar based facial cleanse. And my skin feels absolutely fantabulous. Shout out to Garner's Garden.
I need to re-up on my toothpaste. The toothpaste trio. I like that.
I did like their toothpaste trio. I got to get back into that. Yeah, Garner's Garden has a great toothpaste system. Your mouth feels really clean. It's a different type
Really
of clean.
Like,
You feel like you just left the dentist after using it. Oh, and I got an automatic
all right.
toothbrush now, so I could imagine how it would feel. All right, y'all. It's the end of the year. We're going to talk to you all today about two things. Our 2020 reflections and just giving everyone well wishes at the end of the show. So we're going to start with reflections. And you want to go first? Ladies first? Or you reflecting?
Sure. I'll take it. Well, we are just 2 days shy of New Year's at the time of recording, but by the time you guys hear it, it will be a new year, like you said, Lord willing. And I have said this in some of the past episodes, but it is like one thing that I feel like I've learned the most is that we have our plan, and then there's a plan, like there's another plan, God's plan, the universe's plan, whoever you want to give credit to that, but it's an alternative, like space that we actually operate in. And so much is hitting us that I feel like it's very important to reset as many times as needed, and like really be mindful and conscious of that resetting, because there's a lot of things that I said that I wanted to do, and not that I didn't even get them done, but I had a certain timeline. So things that I thought might would have taken me, say, 2 months, it ended up like 10 for one thing in particular that I'm thinking about. And so with that, that was very frustrating emotionally, physically, mentally. You're ready like to check the box and be done with it. But so much other stuff is going on that I don't think our plan always accounts for all of these abnormal forces. And so you have to just be patient and still do the work that you have control over. But as things start to take another direction, be mindful of it and present in that moment and see what's the best thing. How is it best to assess it right now? So it's kind of like planning on going on vacation and you plan for a kayak, and that's for X amount of degree weather, like, or a dry day. But when you get there, it's raining. Like, that doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily have a horrible vacation because it's raining, but you do need to be able to pivot. So maybe you decide to do something that, um, a different water sport that maybe not as impactful, like you don't have to have the same grip, or
Mm-hmm.
something indoors, a yoga class, if you prefer not to be wet at all. Like, just being able to pivot and to reset often, I think is something that is really helpful for right now, and those that are unable to adapt are the ones suffering the most.
Yeah.
So
It,
that's what I got from this year. Beesh.
that's it.
Oh, I mean, I thought we were gonna yin and yang,
Oh my bad. I was like,
but
I was like in it. You
oh,
was
well,
flowing.
that. What else did I put? Resetting as many times as possible. Um,
I can touch on that. I can touch on that.
yeah, touch
Pivoting
on
later.
that because
So
that's pretty much where I've gotten stuck on spin on
it's
that one.
interesting you say that. I was shout out to Lawrence Inman, aka Break My Fifth Law Instagram, the fitness coach. Trains bodybuilders for competition. I was editing his episode, our interview with him, and he was talking about how when COVID hit, his stuff was together, and he knows so many other people that were entrepreneurs working for themselves, and their foundation wasn't there, and they weren't able to adapt and adjust, and they had to go get jobs again. And I think not just from an entrepreneurial perspective, but just in life, you always gotta strengthen. You should always be strengthening that foundation so that you can build. This year really a lot. I had to pivot on a lot of things. Like I made a career change. Well, not a career. Well, yeah, I did make a career move. So I'm in a new professional environment. Newly single. Podcast changes and just life changes when COVID hit and I got pulled basically out. Actually, yeah, I got pulled out of my old work professional situation, going into transitioning into a new one without the welcoming physical contact, meeting, association with the new people I'm working with. So it's been very awkward there. And just being able to be home, work from home, and kind of look and see and watch everything happening while also God continuing to bless me and saying, yo, you're good. Like your career is intact, your health is intact, you have food, you have shelter, you have transportation, you have money, you're okay. You're gonna be okay. And that felt good. And I needed that feeling because I don't want to put myself in a position to where I don't have these things again. I needed to
Right.
really sit down and look at. I did a lot of cleanup, like a lot of stuff and people I didn't need. I drew
Mhm.
away from. I got away from, or they just ended up separating on their own or being just pushed to the side on their own. Things just happened naturally. I didn't have to force anything. I didn't have to call nobody. I didn't have to get cussed out. Things just happened. Fast forward to now, the podcast is at its is on the rise. Like this is the best it's ever been this year. Dynamic new co-host, which is basically what the show needed. Not even just what I'm looking for, what I've needed, and came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, I was just like, huh, let me see, and then the y'all would understand if y'all could hear the conversations Jessica and I have off air, but it's just a natural fit, and she has helped me so much because I don't want to go too far because we're going to talk about this in our next episode. But she's helped fill a lot of holes. Like I'm really good at a specific set of things, and I can see a specific set of things and attack them. But there's other places where I fall short, and she's done an excellent job of just coming in and just filling that in. And it's like, oh, it's like it feels completed. It feels so great, and we're still working at it, and it's going to get even better. But that's really just my reflection. I've just reflected on, you know, always keeping myself ready for changes just in case they occur. Resetting myself financially, being more responsible with that. I've got more investments now. I just actually recalculated my budget today, and I looked at how much money I can save a month, and I was like, oh God, I can start traveling. There's a lot I'll be able to do very soon, and it feels good. And I honestly want those things to be able to continue and to get even better next year. So that is really my 2020 reflection.
Well, thank you first of all for that amazing compliment. I tell you thank you all the time. Um, but yes, making sure like one thing you said about cleaning and purging, and I think so often we get caught up in the fun stuff, which is like decorating and like putting bows on things,
Mm-hmm.
but like you have to have a reality check at some point, and before you can get to that decorative side you have to first see if what is this worth even decorating, is this worth redoing,
Mm.
like taking full analysis of where you are. And I think that 2020 taught us all that in different areas. It tested relationships, it tested boundaries, it
Whew.
tested finances, it tested mental health, things that we were um, delegating our mental sanity to, i.e., a happy hour or a concert, these surface level things, and they were getting a lot of people by. Like, there were times where it got me by. Like, some days you just like, all right, let me just go to happy hour. But like,
Yep.
when you take that away, like now happy hour is just like a pause, it doesn't remove it, or a concert doesn't remove the thing, it just pauses it and puts it like, all right, I can't play no more this day out right now, let me pause and do something fun, and then you still got to go back and pick it up. And some people were on loop of that, like they were just pausing and pausing and pausing but never really dealing with the problem. And as we all learned, like the problem never went away. Whatever your issue or challenge was, it didn't go away in 2020. It was actually magnified
Yeah.
or highlighted.
Yes.
And so you have to now look at this highlighted thing and ask yourself, how am I going to resolve that? Like, it might just be me. And so
Mm.
when you start looking inward and doing the work, like you said, it requires not just putting a pretty bow on it, but really deconstructing it. And maybe you had to like pull the floor up. I'm using that as an analogy, but in your own life, like you had to get to some foundational pieces of yourself in order to build on that and reap the benefits of that later, which, hopefully for us all, this will be over soon and we're looking at 2021. But we don't know what's ahead. Like we don't know what necessarily is in front of us, but we do know that there's some things in our control now that we can handle and that we can deal with those things. And if it's too big for you right now, then either figure out how to break it down, or it might just simply mean that it's not supposed to have your attention. So I I just had to do all of this. Like, I don't even know if mine's coming from the point of reflection, but this is from my front porch. Like, I dealt with a lot, just reconstructing my systems for work, my systems for myself. I told you every day I feel like I'm coming up with a new system with how to deal with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I deal with my stuff, like my feelings, my emotions, the way that I learn. Um, so yeah, I would say if this was a year about reflecting not on other people, because we spend a lot of time pointing fingers and looking at other people,
Yep.
but like instead this year was about, all right, but how you doing? How are you coping? How are you getting by? So
Yeah. You're exactly right. I mean, just it was like everyone was, a majority of us were forced to look in the mirror. Like I'm
yeah,
used to having time to myself, but damn, like, and I saw things I didn't like, and I worked on them. Hell, I lost weight. I changed just some of the way that I do things. Tried some new
yeah,
things, um,
yeah.
and it was I just wonder how some of these extroverts really dealt with this. I'm an introvert, so like all my stuff is here. Everything I love is here. So I was really good. Like I didn't really suffer mentally. It was a little. I had some days where I was like, "Oh my god, I'm tired of being in here." But man, yeah, everything you just said, I definitely did that and took advantage of it because this was just like such a pause and a moment. Just take a moment, relax, stop, take a nap, stretch. This is unfortunately like a forced vacation from all the muck and the mess.
Mhm.
So now,
Yeah.
before you get back to whatever you get back to, you can. This is a fresh start. Like it's a fresh start. This is like no one could have predicted such a fresh start. But yeah, yeah, everything you said, like you
Yep.
hit the nail on the head. So that's all I
Well,
really got for reflections.
me too. I just hope that everyone is in good spirits. I know this is like again the holidays. We're almost through them, and I just hope that people still have hope and are inspired to go do whatever inspires them, motivates them. I hope people discover a reason to get out of bed, like deeper than punching a clock for just $1. Like I hope that something brings them joy, like true joy. Like that was fun. Like I wanted to do that. I chose that. Like whether it's a color, something that I mean anything, like something that you normally don't do. Because I hear that a lot. I don't do that.
Yeah,
Like this is the year to shake that up. Well, was the year, and we're moving into a new year. And like, if anything, keep your Christmas tree up to March if that brings you ultimate joy. like,
some of y'all gonna
like
have the
do
lights and trees up still. Yeah,
do something that like screw all the rest of the people. And like the people that can keep their tree up that long, like they really do have no f's to give.
mm-hmm.
Like they don't care. They don't care that it annoys some people. They still do them. So like we have to like learn to shine our light despite how we think other people may perceive that.
I agree. Keep
That
moving
would be my
forward.
well wish.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, yeah. I mean, great well wishes. I just pray that everyone continues to move forward and progress, and always, always, always keep in mind and remember that you have the power to choose. You have choices. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you and what's best for your situation. I ain't trying to tell you to take penitentiary chances, but sometimes you have to make those tough decisions for the betterment of self and your situation. So definitely
yeah.
do that, and just
And
continue to.
stopping and cutting, like
Ooh,
you
yeah.
can stop and cut anytime. If something feels forced and you don't like the feeling of it feeling forced, you know what? This is not for me. I think I'm gonna remove myself from that.
It's that simple. People may give you attitude or try to
And
send you
they'll
on good
figure it out.
trips. Yeah,
I
they'll
had to
figure
do
it
that
out.
last year. Like I feel like it's been about a year. I made the same decision to remove myself from something, and it was a hard one because it was very layered in the interactions, and it was just like a lot of emotion. But I knew that I could not keep. It was now starting to take away from my joy versus even adding it. It just felt heavy, and I didn't like the heaviness of it, and it wasn't something that I felt like I didn't feel as in control of the situation, and so I had to remove it from myself, and I think everybody benefited from that decision. It was a gutsy one in terms of being the first one to say I'm not doing this, but it was necessary, and I think everybody looking at where me and those people are now, I would like to say that it was a great decision on my behalf, especially now in this climate. It was almost futuristic to make that move now. I don't think we would have. Yeah, like where the universe, like where we are as a nation, as a world, as a globe, like it was best that I cut that off then and say like we came out on top by me making that hard decision then versus having to be in a bind now.
Excellent. I'm glad. I'm glad that worked out for you. So that's
Thanks.
how it be sometimes, y'all. That's how it be. Like, and it's not the result you're looking for doesn't always happen immediately. Sometimes you look back and you're like, dang, had I not done that 4 or 5, 6 months ago or even a year ago, what would things look like now? Probably not as good. So, but
Yeah, trust your gut.
trust your
That's
gut.
another one. I say these same things like it's good when a seed is good, it's pretty much good. Like whether you plant it in a planter in the wintertime or what, like it's gonna produce fruit at some point. And I think that all of this stuff is good information, not because I said it, but because I tried it. Someone else shared it with me, and it's like, oh, okay. Boundaries, what are those? I can set those for me. I can say that. So
Yep.
I would just invite everyone to this conversation of reflect. You do not have to take nothing into another year, another day, another hour. Like, yes, there's work to be done to make sure you sever things in a proper manner, but the decision as far as am I in or am I out, like we have the power to make those decisions and we can move in them instantaneously. Like no more. So whatever it takes to finalize no more. I mean, like sometimes you say I'm not when my lease is over, I'm done with this apartment. And like you have to think of your life as kind of those contractuals. There are some
Yeah.
things that we are contracted to, but you can already decide that when the time comes and this is we're at parting ways, I am done with this. Like and sometimes you even have the power to decide how long that time is. 30 days from now, I will have cut everything I needed to cut to remove myself and untether myself from certain situations and prepare the hearts and minds to align with it or not. That's on them. They'll figure it out. They'll hold a grudge.
Facts.
They'll figure it out. Your
You'll learn
mama
a
and
lot more
daddy
about
included.
them. You'll learn a lot more about them after the fact.
Yep.
I'm not friends with anyone who doesn't respect my personal decisions and my personal wishes. I'm not. I'm just not. You got to
Yeah.
respect my individuality. We're not meant to do everything together. We're not meant to be in on everything together. Doesn't change our friendship. Doesn't mean we're less friends or, I like someone better than you. But you got, for me, I'm about organic relationships and things having to fit. We shouldn't have to force it. It feels so much better when it's just organic. I don't want to have to force anything. I shouldn't have to shift everything and move everything and change every little thing. It shouldn't be like that. I'm looking for natural fitting situations, and it's been working out very well, and it feels great. Doesn't feel like another thing on my plate. Doesn't feel like a job. That's what I'm all about. But we wish y'all the best. Enjoy 2021.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I
I
wanted to sing the song, but I don't know the words to it.
don't know. I don't know the words
You
either.
know, what is it called? Four Lang High?
I have no
Some
idea.
That's not it. And somebody's gonna clown the mess out of me for saying that.
Please
Because it's
clown her.
I'm close, but I'm not that's not it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, y'all know y'all can follow us on Instagram, FME underscore podcast. Join the Facebook group From My Experience podcast. You can follow me at FME underscore. You can follow me at complete, spell with a K, underscore vision. And where can they find you, Jessica?
Add exposure, and that is EXPOZHER, expose her. And I'm on Instagram. I'm also at Lash and Soul, which is my bread and butter. At LASHANDSOUL. Looking at you, I felt like I was gonna misspell it.
I know.
It's like concentrating.
I've been on the From My Experience podcast Instagram so much I forgot I had one almost. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself physically, mentally, and financially, and we will catch y'all next time. Peace. Happy New
Peace.
Year.
Happy New Year.